Hey y'all, Jennah Sears here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today on this very fresh episode of Come Home With Jennah. It is the first episode of season 2, and I really needed a quick little break. So I took the summer, did some trips, sold some houses, and now I am back to share all of the new updated details about real estate with y'all. So what we're going to do now is talk through what is a little bit different this year and what I'm seeing as we transition out of summer and into fall. Q4 is always a little bit up in the air. In Texas, we start school in August. So as I'm recording this right now, we are about to have our first week of school at the school district that my son goes to. And things get a little slow as school begins. And then you're going to start to see more inventory come on as we get further through. So the way that the year typically works here is we're going to see a pop in spring. People are going to want to put their houses on the market. There are a lot of people looking because they want to move right at the end of that school season. So they want to be closed and in, May, June. And then the people that don't close May, June are really anxious to get closed before that school starts if they have school-age children. So that really impacts our market here. And that's kind of the population that I spend a lot of time with too. So most of my clients are concerned about school districts. Once again, you can pop back to last season. There are several episodes where I had Tanya Wright on and we talked all about school districts, how to interview different principals, superintendents, what kind of school you might want to move to, and how to figure out information on that district. Go back and check out those episodes. They're really great. Texas is its own little place, so the things that we do here might differ, especially if you're coming from a different part of the country. So first and foremost, the market is a little different now as we're heading into Q4. It slows down. People want to get in before the holidays. That's kind of the next big push as far as if you were buying or selling. So one thing that I am really noticing as the market changes, so we're going to have my good friend and colleague James Pulsifer in at the end of this week, and we are going to do an episode kind of about a market update for y'all. So interest rates, if you've been paying attention, are a little bit higher. Inventory is a little bit lower. Days on market is higher. It is still a seller's market, but what I want you to realize when I say that is just because it's a seller's market doesn't mean that your home is going to sell in a week or even a month. Really, the time frame that we're looking at is about 6 months. So if your house is sitting 6 months or longer, and most houses, if they are sitting at that time frame, that's when a true buyer's market is what we're looking at. So 6 months is not a long time to sell your house. I know the last few years it has been weeks, days, minutes on the market, and homes are going very quickly. As we normalize, I really want you to think of it as normalizing. So the market is stabilizing. It doesn't mean it's a bad time or a good time. It just means that we have different conditions than we've had in the past couple of years. So yes, interest rates are a little bit higher. Yes, homes are sitting on the market longer than a day or a week, and that is okay. So what I have been noticing though, when I'm talking to my sellers and when I'm doing walkthroughs in that first initial seller appointment, is maintenance issues. So where you could have in 2020, 2021, you could have sold your house without painting, without staging, without new carpets, and you probably would have commanded a premium price just because the competition was so steep. That is not the case anymore. So I really, if you were considering selling, want you to think through a maintenance checklist. So do I have lawn care? What does my front door look like? Does it need to be painted? What does my landscaping look like? It's not just mowing your lawn, it is making sure that that curb appeal is there. On average, a buyer is going to decide within 8 seconds if they're going to purchase your home or not. And I promise a chunk of that 8 seconds is them walking into your front door. So you really want to make sure that the exterior of your home, especially in the front, is dreamy and looks its absolute best. The next thing is, what do you have on your property that you were so excited about at the beginning? For a lot of people, that's a pool, or maybe your lot, or maybe you have extra land, or maybe you have a green belt behind you. You really want to pay attention to why you purchased your home and really maximize that when you go to sell your home. So with your pool, check your coping. Make sure that if you need to refinish it, because it's probably going to come up in an inspection. So we really just want to make sure that you are taking care of things. Power wash. If your house needs to be painted, please paint it. If you have wood rot, anything, even if it's just trim, make sure that that is taken care of in a timely fashion, because when I get to your house and I give you your homework list of things to prep, all of those items are going to be on there. And if you've been maintaining your home throughout your home ownership, that is going to be less of a chore for you, and you are going to command a higher price. So once again, make sure that curb appeal is on point. Focus on why you bought your home and really take care of those reasons and maintain those reasons. Make sure that whatever you are working with, it is just looking the best it can. If you have those screens, I see this all the time. In Texas, it's hot. I mean, it's 110 degrees today. So we have sunscreens, and they're big black screens. They're lovely because they keep your energy bills down. However, that doesn't mean they're pretty. So if you have big, gorgeous windows, but they're covered up, I might suggest that you take those screens down, stick them in your garage just while you're selling, so that when someone's walking through your home, they can see all that beautiful light that those windows provide. Because the other thing those screens do, because they keep your house cooler, is they're going to diminish that light. Lighting is massively important. Once you take those screens off, you might also realize, oh, there's fingerprints on my wall. I might need to handle, some painting, things like that. All of that stuff we want done before we send in a photographer to take your pictures. So we really look at the exterior of your home first, probably before you even call me. Make sure that it is looking great and that you are proud of it and might want to purchase your own home. And then we'll move on to the inside. Almost every single seller I have has to either have their carpets cleaned or replaced. And then there's always painting to be done, especially if you bought your house new. A lot of my clients are, they have expanding families. They have parents moving in with them. They have children moving in, children moving out, and they just are moving into different stages of life. But a few years ago, they purchased a home probably from a builder, and you have builder grade things. So paint is a huge issue. A builder grade paint is most likely flat, which means it's going to collect every bit of dirt and dust that you accumulate in your home. So those things that were beautiful and fresh and new when you closed on that home, if they're not maintained, you're going to have to redo them. Same thing with carpets. If you have builder grade carpets, I'm not saying that you can't put new builder grade carpets in. That's fine. It just depends on what the market is and what your comps look like. But really pay attention to those things that were new when you purchased, especially if you're the first person to sell this home and you bought directly from a builder. You want to make sure that that house is looking its absolute best. And when we live in a space, sometimes we forget these things. So that is my top tips for today. The market is slowing. I want you to not think of it as scary or slow, especially if you were going in to sell. But I want you to think of it as normalizing, because this is just the real world that we live in, and people will always need to move. They will always have a reason to buy and sell, and your home is your bank. So we want to maintain our homes. And when we go to sell, we want to make sure that they are looking their absolute best. So be prepared to make sure that they are looking their absolute best, even if maybe some maintenance issues you've let them slide. That's okay. That's why I'm here. But if I walk into your house and we're going to list it, these are some things that you should be prepared for, because we want to make you the most money possible, which means your house has to be as beautiful as possible. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out today, and maintain your homes, friends. Maintain your homes. Make sure that you leave me messages, ask me questions. I will pop in a future episode and just answer your questions. And tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your friend, tell anybody that you know who might want to buy, sell, or is just interested in real estate, that they should come home with Jennah too. Bye, y'all.